Hello and welcome to another video. In this video we are going to be talking about the feeling of missing something and the feeling of being lost. In life we all experience this at one point or another, so I'll be breaking this down into several sections and just trying to understand and the ways I've dealt with it, or the feelings that I still feel about it, and so we're just going to be discussing that. So, for me, I always like to look at things like when we think of getting lost, or that feeling of getting lost, you can pull to mind anything where you feel that you can get lost in, whether that's the beach, in a new place, or for instance in a maze. So, I have obviously a picture of a maze here, and it's very easy to get lost in a maze and hit a brick wall, but the idea is like finding your way through that maze to either get to the center of it or to get out of it. And just to reach the center is at that point, then you need to realize, okay, now I need to get out of this maze. So equal parts is like that direction, you're gonna hit a brick wall, then you're gonna have to turn around and take another path, and that feeling of being lost within a maze, however big or small it would be, is difficult in life. And so that's the feeling of being like lost. It's like, but how do we feel unlost? How do we feel like we're safe where we are? And what I like to say, or like to think, is if you just tell yourself you're lost, you're lost, you're lost, you will be thinking and having that mindset. Whereas like if you, for instance, have the feeling of like, I'm okay, I know where I am, it's like, I might not know where I am, but I'm just going to try and find my direction. And a great way of sourcing direction is a compass. So got one there, it's just as a picture. So I like to use some visual things because for certain people it will help to visually see something. And but even if like there's no directional point, pinpoint certain things. In a maze it's a bit difficult, in woods it's also difficult, but whether you leave arrows with twigs or take note of certain points on the floor or put certain stones in a certain way so you know your way in and out, so that kind of thing. And all these different techniques of getting yourself out, and whether that's like, for me, going in the woods here, I can see the sea, and if I know if I'm heading in that direction, there's a place there that I can pinpoint, and if I'm walking away from it, then I need to know it's like I need to go the other way, and that helps me find my way back to get to the main road again. So all these little things will help you spot how to get out of situations of feeling lost. And if you feel lost within yourself, that then goes into another thing of like another subject of like if you feel like you're missing something, and that's a bit more in depth, which we'll now discover now. So when we go on holiday, for instance, people tend to pack a bag, and whether you go to a meeting, whether you go to college or school or university or wherever, and you take all your stuff and you have everything, but you still have a feeling of something's missing. And obviously there's one thing, is something missing from your heart, or is there something missing from your brain, or both, because it can be both ways. So that's the thing, it's like, what is missing in your life? Is it love? Is it friendship? Is it communication? Is it community, for instance? Is it talking to people? Is it socializing? Just anything that you can feel like you are missing out. And sometimes you can't pinpoint it very easily, other times you can pinpoint it extremely easy. So for me, communication is one with other people, and socializing is one of my struggles. So for me, I know that needs to be fixed. So yeah, that's obviously one I have to work towards, gaining confidence to step out now and say, here's the issue, here's what I need to do with it. And sometimes that cannot be fulfilled fully, but that's okay. It's all a step-by-step process. But this feeling of something's missing for everybody can be different. But again, it's like finding your way through it. Like, even me now, at the age of 20, as I've mentioned, in my other videos, that I do struggle still with the feeling like I'm missing something. And, and it's finding exactly what that is. Searching for that, of what my heart needs, or for my brain to understand that this bit of my heart is empty, and that is how it feels. So that, in that sense of direction, it's like my brain and my heart know as one, that something's not right. So in searching for that direction from this point on, it's now going out into the world and realizing it's like, here's the issue, and here's how I can fix it. And whether that's by keeping yourself busy, keeping yourself in a routine. For me, I've been struggling. I've not had a routine for the last year, so I'm now going to step out and go to college, just to make sure I'm back in a routine. I'm back in an area of which I can socialize and just communicate with others, through my own joys, studying currently, hopefully studying, a cookery course, and then maybe going in other course directions, because I want that communication. I want to help others in this world best I can. And so that's obviously a big one that I wish to do. And it's learning about people, it's learning how to communicate with certain people, and it's learning to fight for what you believe in a way, because it's speaking to people is not easy, especially because this world is ever changing, and it's sometimes not easy to communicate due to like technology and all this other stuff that is in the way of communicating with each other. But doing most courses, most things in life, in colleges, and you study, part of which you have to do personally, but the majority, like a big chunk of that, is working as a team, working as a group, as to help each other through courses. So, but that's with everything in life. If you join a job, you join a team, So this feeling of, if something's missing and you can pinpoint it, search for whatever answers you can, use your compass. Sometimes you will need to stop, take note of where you are, and then think, okay, I need to go in this direction to get out of this feeling that I'm lost, or I need to, reach this destination as a certain checkpoint, because I know that checkpoint, and then I know this checkpoint. It's like if you have photographic memory, I have that very easily. So if I know a signpost is there, or that specific roundabout is there, I know where we are, or how close or how far away we are to where we're going. So that is in my head. It's like, if we've done that route several times, that photographic memory is there, in the woods. Definitely photographic memory is very much there. I know certain, tree huts that have been built. I know certain trees. I know certain routes that have benches. I know certain main walking paths. I know the side paths because I've walked them repetitively. And it's this feeling is like, I'm not lost. This feeling is like, I know the way and I can get out of it. I can get into the woods, I can get to the dead center of the woods, but I can get out of it. That might be a small woods that I have there, but also there's a bigger woods, and that's a bit more difficult to maneuver around because it's a completely different thing. It's a lot bigger, it's a lot wider of a space, but even then, you just follow the road and the majority of the paths look the same, which is a bit of a downfall. But if you're going to keep telling yourself, I'm lost, then quite frankly, you're not thinking in the right way. It's like you need to say to yourself, it's like, yeah, okay, I might not know where I am as of current, and even if you have your phone with you and your location tracker is absolutely terrible, because that's usually what happens when you're in the woods. You can't find your way out with technology even. So just having that of like, okay, because even if you go retrace your steps, you think, okay, I wasn't here. Well, this path looks exactly the same to this path, but you could actually be the other side of the woods and you wouldn't know it. So once again, it's just like this missing piece of your brain. It's like, if we tell ourselves we are constantly lost, then that is what we're letting, destroy us. And but that part of our brain it's just, if we fill it with good, if we tell ourselves like, I might not know where I am, but I can get through this. I'm just using the woods or a maze as an example, but if you use it in any stage of life, you can get through it. And that's a really important thing to look at, especially in everybody's life, in a day-to-day life. And so yeah, the feeling of something missing in your heart, whether that's the loss of a loved one, either by death or by them moving out, that can sometimes impact your heart. But then it's filling that with other things. It's like, okay, accepting they're gone, and even if you no longer speak, that's harsh and it's painful, but it's okay. You've got to tell yourself, it's like, that's okay. And yeah, it's something that's difficult to cope with, probably at the early stages. It's like, okay, it's probably a bit easier. It's like, okay, they've gone and done their own thing. But as time progresses, it can sometimes get worse for people, and it's like, for me, it's difficult. But I've had to learn as well to cope and to accept that life works this way. It's like, you grow up and you go and start your own life. Whether you do that of what is right in the world or wrong, that is then down to you. And yeah, it's not for me to say anything. It's like, we all have, as I said, our morals and values and beliefs of what is right and wrong, and they're different in every single person. So it's like, as I've said, if none of this stuff, that I say, because what I talk about are struggles that I've faced or I'm still facing today, and it's like, I'm never out of difficulties. Difficulties will hit you throughout life, no matter what you do, whether that's a job, whether that's staying at home, whether that's volunteering, whether that's being in university or college, or wherever, or your job. You've got to remind yourself, it's like, difficulties are going to come, but how do I get myself through these? And giving yourself the strength, and just telling yourself, it's like, I have a purpose here. I might not fully understand it as of yet, but just to say to yourself, it's like, I can do this, and I will do this. And yes, it's going to be difficult. I'm going to fall at times. I'm going to struggle, but I've got to keep that mentality. It's like, yes, if I fail this, or if I lose this job, or if I no longer can do this as an opportunity, there's always another road. There's always another direction you can follow or go in. There's always new opportunities arising every day. So it's just that of not giving up, and it's always searching for new things as well. If you don't like where you currently are working at, okay, I know that money is tight nowadays, but try and source a new place to work, and then say to your current boss, it's like, I'm leaving this job. Make sure you have a secure place first, but then make yourself happy, enjoy what you do. There's no point in doing something you don't enjoy. I mean, yeah, it is obviously in this time where people are struggling, they'll do things even that they don't enjoy because they just need the extra cash. But for me, I think like, so you're putting yourself through that, it's like, and you don't enjoy it. It's like, what is living life then for you? Is it constantly based around money? And it's like, is that really fulfilling your life? Life has, as it says, everybody has a purpose in life, and life's purpose for you is, different. But if you feel a calling to like say, okay, I'm working here only for the reason I need the money, or would I say it's like, okay, this place offers maybe a little less pay, it probably means a bit more work, but it's something I'm going to enjoy, then I'd rather leave that of the safe option. It's like, this is an easy job and money is there. I'd rather say, go to a place that's going to challenge you. They might give you less pay, but you're doing something at least you like. And being challenged in life through work, it only makes you stronger. And I think every single challenge that you face makes you stronger. And that's what's really important for people to understand. Every single person goes through difficulties. But, even the people who are most hurt, gain resilience and say like, I am strong, through all my sufferings and through all my scars, of which have affected my heart, which means that, I feel, again, like part of my heart is missing because of that damage. It's getting forward through that and not giving up and saying like, I'm just gonna shut everything off and just, stay where I am. It's like, I am lost, I am broken, I don't know where I'm going anymore, so I'm just gonna wither away and die. And that's not the mentality that anybody should have. We should do what we love. We should live our lives as best as we can, because you never know when life is will come to an end. And so it's that ensuring you live your life as best as you can and follow your dreams and do what you love. So the feeling of being lost can be pushed aside. The feeling that something's not there or something's not in your heart, maybe by going places, putting yourself out there, you can fulfill that. Doing these videos, give me the confidence to speak into a camera lens of which I never enjoyed hearing my own voice back, and looking into a camera and just speaking. But speaking now, I feel open to share and hopefully help inspire others to know that we're not struggling on our own. There's a wider community that we all struggle. We might struggle from the same things of loneliness or sadness, but everybody will share that. But everybody's journey through that is going to be different, and it's like the idea of, if we stand together, if we help each other, if we listen to each other, we'll be able to conquer anything. It's like the feeling of being lost, and having a group of individuals or a massive group, just being able to say like, and discuss and helping each other out to help find their way. And that's hopefully the purpose of these videos, for people to listen to what I'm saying, of these which are my personal struggles, so that they can maybe learn that they're also not alone, and that they too can seek help, whether it be through their friends, if they have friends, or even through people who are there to support as best they can. And yeah, I think there needs to be more people who do support people who are going to struggle, because many mental health organizations now are really struggling because there's so many people. But it's like, how can we as this generation support each other as well? Because if we stand together as well, we can help not only take the burden off their shoulders, but we can learn to grow as a community and grow together stronger, so that if any other challenges arise, we can face it head on and say, you know what, if we're going to face this, you're not facing it alone, we're behind you. and we've got you, so if you do fall, we will stay with you. And it's that whole idea of like, if you share your struggles, if you're open, it can really release it off your chest, and it does feel like a weight lost. I've removed something off my chest quite recently, and just by speaking it out to someone, it just felt that whole massive rock and burden on me was lifted. That made me so happy that it was just out, and it was just a way that I no longer had to carry that with me. So yeah, you've all got to learn to, if there's anything on your chest, speak it out, get it off your chest, and seek whatever you can to help you to do that. And whether that be through, the inspiration you gain from certain motivational speakers, or if you gain strength from the videos that I give you, and but no matter what, any tool or resources that you use that can help you stay strong and keep fighting, then use it. Because we don't want to feel like we're stuck in a maze. We need to be that compass in our own lives, and keep an eye on it and see which way it's going, but also decide it might be pointing you in the wrong direction, but it's for you then to decide I'm choosing the right direction. I'm choosing this to bring me joy, to bring me that fulfillment for that specific point in my life. And there will be times when you do not, and when it comes to the point where you do not feel fulfilled, there will be a new opportunity, a new door that will bring new things to make you fulfilled. So I think that's really important to look at. So yeah, as I said, don't feel like, if you do feel lost, tell yourself, I might not know where I am at this present moment, but I'll find my way through it. And just keep telling yourselves, I've got this, I can find my way out of it. Every struggle will come to an end, but that's not to say that struggles will come to an end in your life, but it's facing these things and seeking help again. If you ever feel like something's missing in your heart, search for that. If you're feeling like your brain doesn't understand, and your brain is missing something as well, that understanding of that's something that's missing in your heart, or vice versa, you will get that sense, but hoping that one day you will be able to see it and expose it and say, this is what I need to, this empty part of me is, communication with others, socializing with others. For me, that's my way, that's my struggles as of currently, that's my empty missing piece, communicating with others, being with others is something that I need to learn. And by going to college, I'm throwing myself out there, because it's I'm then going to be with others, so it's then my chance to fight. Everything's going to have times in life where you're going to have to fight for things. So taking that step out is this is the thing that's making me feel lost at this present moment, but if doing this will help, putting myself out there in what can be a very challenging crowd of people, at least it gives me a chance to socialise, or try and at least socialise. And if that doesn't work, try another direction. Do a new course, do a new job, do a new volunteering job, just do what you love to do, and never lose sight of that. So I hope this video has helped you all. Please like and subscribe to this channel if it does, and please share this channel to others, and spread the word to help others through me giving help, and people getting help. I've got help, so I'm giving help, and if this helps you then let it help you, and then share it with others so that it may help them to build a stronger community in putting an end to this suffering that many of us are feeling, that we might stand together as one and say, we got through this, and it's not by, just my means. It's every single fight is personal, So it's like my victories will be my victories and successes, whereas somebody else's will be their successes and their victories of overcoming whatever struggles they're facing, and that is a massive achievement. So always fight for that, to search for that success and that victory over that you are capable of controlling everything within your mind and within your heart. It's like things will hurt them, scars will be there, created, but it's able to say like, okay, scars heal. Yeah, they might leave a mark, but that's only a mark to say like you got through the situation. It's like the mark on my heart is painful, but I got through it and I continue to fight daily. So just remember that, and yeah, thank you.